Welcome back. Today we are almost about to wrap up the second task. Yay! Starting to feel a little bit behind again, but I think I can still catch up. So I kind of forgot a little bit when I started this book what it was for, and so I was just going along. Like I started it a little bit Saturday. I got like a sample on my phone so I could read it during gymnastics before I went and picked up the physical copy from the library, and that took me about a day to realize, oh right, the second task was supposed to be the 24-hour reading. So needless to say that I'm not getting 40 points for my second task prompt. But thankfully, I'd also picked this book because it could do 2 separate prompts within that one just in case. So my pick, The Sea Witch by Sarah Hening, is also going to be able to do the 20-point prompt of a book with sea creatures in it. Yay! In this fairy tale retold, it says, before she took the mermaid's voice, she gave up her own heart. And so far, I've been really, really enjoying it. But I think it's getting to the point where it's gonna, pull on the feels, because you're like, no, I don't want that to happen to her. So as you can tell by this, and pretty much by that, this is a twist on Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid, where we're seeing kind of Ursula and how the sea witch became who she was. So far, everybody is human, mostly human, of course. There is magic and witchery, and in the kingdom where they live, which is actually in Denmark, like it's a lot of references to real places where the original Little Mermaid story took place and everything. And our main character, Evie, is a witch. And so she has hidden her magic her whole life, even though she is best friends with the Crown Prince. And also in love with the Crown Prince's cousin, who is the royal heir to another kingdom across the strait. So far, though, it has been very good, and I'm hoping I will just be able to finish it today, because we do not have very much left to it. I just have a lunch thing to go to for Thanksgiving lunch with the schools. It's really cute, and thanks to COVID, we're not able to go just sit down and have lunch with your kids anymore, so they're doing this nice thing. It's where you can go actually eat with your kids one day. A bit of a brain fart discovery was that the book I'd been planning to read for my third task, that I was like, I found it on my shelf, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't read it. And then I was just reading the back again, saying, about Iraq, and then finding angel statues, and I was like, wait. And so I flipped through some of the pages, and I was like, yep, I did read this. I can't believe I completely forgot that I read it. That's kind of bad. It's very bad. It shows how much it sticks in my memory, I guess. So I did already read the Revelation Code, so that book can no longer be my book lost in the maze of my TBR, and had to get something else from the long list that I could remember. Also, problems of things getting lost in the TBR is if I don't write them down somewhere, I am likely to forget them entirely. But thankfully, this one was still there and available, and I don't know if that's very glary. It might be very glary. So I'm picking up now, and I need to go through my points and make sure if I need to throw another book in there too. Spin by Patricia Cornwell. I don't know why that was so hard. This is the second book in the Captain Chase series. I read the first one maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, right before this one was actually set to come out, and it was kind of really interesting. So the first one, its description is, on the eve of a top secret space mission, Captain Callie Chase detects a tripped alarm in the tunnels deep below NASA Research Center. She's a NASA pilot, quantum physicist, and cybercrime investigator. So she's a genius. And from what I remember, her twin sister is also an Air Force pilot, very intelligent as well, possibly hopefully now more from Air Force into NSA or CIA. That part I don't remember as well. But in the first book, from this tripped alarm, she goes into the research tunnels to look at their top secret thing that would be taking place a few days from that point, and finds blood. Lots of blood, and I think a body, and a missing security badge. And she is afraid that the top secret mission that they're about to be having is about to be sabotaged, the information stolen, and so she is in a hunt to find all of this, and she's starting to wonder what happened to her sister because she can't get a hold of her. It's been several days since she reported in with her commanding officer, and it's just this whole very smart, very techie investigation chase thing. It was very cool, and yeah, very cool, very smart, lots of bleeding tech. I liked it a lot, and I was like, I'm gonna read the next one. Yep. But I will. I'm totally gonna get to that tomorrow because I will be finishing this one today, no matter what. And then I will update you guys again, hopefully by Friday. Welcome back, guys. So it is Friday night, and yeah, things didn't go exactly as planned. Sorry, my nails are falling apart. Gross. I need to fix my nails. Please don't look at them or judge them. Alright, so I did finish The Sea Witch Tuesday. Yes, it was Tuesday. I did finish this beautifully covered book. By the way, we should appreciate the beautiful artwork that was done for this book because it was quite nice. It was different than I thought it was going to be because I had never read the original Little Mermaid. I've only seen the Disney version. And it turns out, as with most Disney versions, it is quite different. But of course, you know, the original Little Mermaid is tiny. Okay. More about that later. For now, though, this book ended so sweetly. Instead of ending up with this very nice character that you've been falling and feeling for, and like you really want to be there with this character, and then you're knowing the bad thing's gonna happen, he's gonna be the bad guy. I really, really liked this book. Really, really liked it. And there is a second one that I will more than likely definitely be reading next year, if I remember to put it on my TBR, as we talked about last time. And the way that this book ended was completely different than what I was expecting. It still wasn't your traditional happy ending, but it was a very satisfying ending. It even had this flash forward point in it. And so I have a visitor. Right, so we know how she ends up, but she is not the person, and there goes a cat. There goes a flying cat. Okay, so Sunshine has decided that she would rather be in here than out there with the children. The ending of this book, though, it was a very nice, satisfying ending, and it tied in to the original Little Mermaid story. So, with the ending of this, I was like, well, that's different. And I wanted to know how it was tied into the Little Mermaid, like how accurate that was to the actual original fairy tale. So instead then of, after finishing The Sea Witch, moving on to my next book in the Triwizard-a-thon, I read The Little Mermaid. I just went ahead and got a copy and read the 42-page little short story that is The Little Mermaid. There are no names really in that book. There's just the Little Mermaid, the Sea Witch, the Prince, not, and that's really sad. I mean, I know original versions of fairy tales are they're not Disney. They're not Disney. But that's okay. I mean, they're supposed to be darkish and warnings to small children, you know, to be good. And sure, I guess that could be what that was. But it was really dark, and I was really sorry for the Little Mermaid, because it's like she felt like she was walking on knives just to be with this, to make this prince fall in love with her. And dude, it was not magic that took her voice. Oh my god, that was gruesome. But okay, so the ending of The Sea Witch actually did follow more with The Little Mermaid too, because like in the original one, she didn't get the prince, and she turned into sea foam. And I think really Hans Christian Andersen's whole point was, you know, more about your immortal soul, and now, and because that's what humans have, and mermaids don't. And I think really the Little Mermaid didn't want to be with the prince as much as she wanted to be out in the open world instead of under the ocean, and she wanted to have a soul like humans have, so that she could, after she died, she could move on and not whatever mermaids do. And so she was actually able to accomplish that. So I think she actually ended it happily. She went through all this pain and heartbreak and everything, but she seemed happy at the end of the story, at least. So it was a very interesting little read. I was happy I detoured to it, even though after I finished, I was like, oh no, how am I going to read all my books? But we prevailed. For the third task, and picking a book off your TBR to be read for 10 points, I read Spin. Let's try to get it to where it's not super shiny. And this book takes place just hours after the events of the first book, where she was racing against time to figure out where her missing sister was, what was going on at the NASA Wallace Air Force Base? Wallace. I'm getting my names confused. But it was the NASA base in Virginia. We are in the middle of a government shutdown, which was also in the first book, and a blizzard has come through, so almost everything is closed, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her rocket, what happened to her sister, and why people are messing with national security. It throws you into it very quickly, and throughout it, it only takes place over the course of about a week or so, so it seems like it's moving very fast, but then at the same point, it can be very, very detailed. And oh my goodness, does she get the acronyms right? Like the military and their acronyms, like, Either way, this one was very good, but it's definitely still setting it up to continue on the series. Because at the end, we're still not sure what actually was occurring in low space orbit, where somebody might have been flying. I would recommend this series, though. It is a very, very interesting read, and definitely a kick-butt female character. After now finally finishing that one, I have finished the third task. I've made it through the maze and touched the Triwizard Cup. But I only have 230 points if we add up all the points together. But wait, there's the extra. Overall, I read 2,224 pages through all my books. I was able to get the 150 point bonus of the Golden Snitch. For the graveyard task, the first task that you have to do, all 4 of them, is to read something that is seriously dark. For this, I chose to try the Odd Thomas series again by Dean Koontz. I read the first one, and I don't know, maybe I just liked the way it was portrayed in the movie. I know it was like a B movie and everything. I'd seen the movie before the book, and the way the book ended, I mean, it's basically kind of the same, but it's just in the book, it made me more upset with how they did Odd and how his character went. So I didn't think I would continue the series, but I'm going to try for the readathon at least. Try. So that's the first book of my graveyard task. Then I get to read my Wheel of Time book for this month, which is Towers of Midnight. This is a reread, and it'll probably be mostly audible, a little bit physical from the library too, as long as they have it. I know, I'm such a bad Wheel of Time fan. Why don't I own the physical copies yet? So I'm really, really excited to be able to get to my Wheel of Time reread. And then I have to pick a book that has been previously DNF'd. And realistically, I've only ever DNF'd one book. And that was The Magicians. Sci-Fi totally did the show better. The final task of the graveyard is to pick a previous 40-point prompt. So I'm going to go back to the Weighing of the Wands and pick something that has someone who wields a wand or staff. Now I finally get to read Summer Night by Jim Butcher, which is the next one in the Harry Dresden series. But mostly I'm worried. That's 4 books. One very, very chunky book. One that I don't know if I really want to read. All on Thanksgiving week when the kids are out school all week. Yay. And so many fun things also came out today. Wheel of Time is out today. Cowboy Bebop is out today. And Netflix also released this really cute movie called Extinct. If you have kids, you should really watch it. It was adorable. They're fluffy little donuts that walk around. Oh my god. So cute. I have a lot of stuff to work on around the house though. Trying to get all the baseboards done. Be able to get moved into the office. Ripping up all the countertops before the new ones come in. It's a lot of stuff. And Thanksgiving to do in a week. I can do this. I can read my chunky books. Okay. We're so close to the end, guys. I really, really hope that you guys are going to have a great weekend. I'm going to have a good weekend and a good reading weekend. Thank you guys so much though for watching my videos and following along with me. And I really hope that you guys are enjoying your readings or watchings or gamings, whatever it is you're doing. And I will try to make better videos where I'm not just sitting. I'm going to try to be able to move around and do things in videos. And maybe I'll show you the updated progress that we are doing on the house, because that's slightly maybe more interesting than watching me sit here and talk. But happy reading, guys.